Can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. As the NBA playoffs near, Mike Wilbon has some thoughts on who in the league will be under the most pressure through it all. Mike.
If I'm going to look at a player who may be facing more of it this particular postseason, it's because he hasn't won. As great as he's been, he hasn't won. It would be James Harden. He's got the chance this postseason to completely flip that narrative. And if he's healthy, he looks like he's up to it.
Okay, Max. Michael Wilbon says it's James Harden. Who do you think's under the most pressure in these playoffs?
I think KD is, because the public perceives KD as the guy, and he formed this team, and he joined a 73-win team. But Harden's the most important player in these playoffs. And the reason is, Stephen A., because you and others have incorrectly said that Mike D'Antoni's system is a problem winning a championship, right? But in fact, when D'Antoni has James Harden as his muse, he gets way closer with no talent, really, compared to the Warriors, say, than he ought to, like, to a championship. Let me explain. When LeBron James had Kyrie and Kevin Love, they beat the Warriors. Then the Warriors added KD. And even LeBron, you got on LeBron, Stephen A., for going into those final series basically making comments like, we can't win against these guys, right? Even LeBron, KD, and or LeBron,
There was
Kyrie,
a concession speech.
Right, giving consent, because who could beat that team? It's impossible. A 73-win team adds a prime KD, it's over. The Rockets played that same squad with everybody. They had everybody. And they hosted a Game 7 at home without Chris Paul. And at one point missed 27 consecutive threes. Lost by single digits. So you know what this Brooklyn team is right now? You know who James Harden is right now? This is like the Warriors running D'Antoni. This is the most talented team with the most superstars playing the most efficient brand of basketball. It's James Harden, because I know Steve Nash is putatively the coach, right? He's the head coach. But D'Antoni and Harden, you could see when Harden took over, he's doing his thing. He's running the pick and roll. He's doing his thing. This is as though KD and Kyrie got traded to those Rockets teams. If these three are healthy, James Harden is the key. Running really a Mike D'Antoni Houston Rockets style offense. It's over.
The individual facing the most pressure, in my estimation, normally would be KD, but my attitude is 18 months off because of the Achilles tear coming back. Although he's looked healthy, he's missed his share of games this year. We don't know how healthy he truly is, particularly as playoff basketball intensifies. So I think that he'll be even better next year, and that's when the pressure will heat up, not so much this year. To me, the pressure is on Giannis Antetokounmpo. Last time I checked, he's the reigning two-time league MVP, back-to-back. Last 3 years, he's averaged 27, 29, and 28 this year, averaging 10, 11, and 9 rebounds respectively, shooting 57, 55, and 56% from the field. Last 2 seasons, Milwaukee were the #1 seed. 2-0 in the conference finals. They get bounced 4 straight by Kawhi and the Toronto Raptors. Last year, after basically blitzing Orlando Magic, they go against the Miami Heat, get taken out in 5 games. What does Milwaukee do? They give him $245 million. They give him Drew Holiday. They blew the opportunity to give him Bogdanovich, which I thought would have been a huge plus because somebody opened their mouth before the deal was solidified and they got nixed. But you still went out and elevated yourself defensively by grabbing P.J. Tucker, a savvy veteran, very, very smart, capable of hitting corner threes, but more importantly, is a defensive stalwart. When you take all of those things into consideration, and we talk about an individual player, not the team, but the player that all eyes should be on with this mentality of what you gonna do, definitely is Giannis, because Giannis hasn't even been to an NBA Finals yet.
But Giannis is not playing on a team stacked like the Nets. I mean, Drew Holiday is a nice player, you know, and Middleton is a good player. They have good players on the team, but people recognize when you have 2 MVPs on the same team and then another dude who's going to be in the Hall of Fame one day, it's too much. It's like the talent is too much on Brooklyn. And I agree with you, Giannis can't lose to the Heat again, but he don't have to get to the finals for people to say, oh, and people point and say that's not a success.
Everybody's looked at Milwaukee and they said, you know what, with Brooklyn, it takes KD to beat them. Well, guess what? That's because of Giannis. Handle your business. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.